Hello, welcome to the after show for Layla the Vampire Slayer, Buffy the Vampire Slayer RPG episode, I want to say 15 now? Is it 14 or 15?
It is episode 15.
Because 13 was
according
when
to
James
my log.
died. 13
According
James
to my Layla
died,
log.
which I couldn't have planned any better. 14 was the one afterwards, and then we're on 15. So, okay, cool, 15.
Yeah. You just have to keep rubbing that in. Like...
Oh, well, wait, what am I rubbing in? Oh, yeah! That I shot James through the heart repeatedly.
I can leave if you want me
It's
to.
really easy.
You're contractually obliged to be in this after show, damn it.
I love that EE tried to send you, like, what do you call it? Like a rebound, and you're just like, no.
I bought a new chair, yes.
Okay, I was wondering, that
Nice.
looks really comfy.
Wait.
It's great.
Wait.
And it was like 50 quid off as well.
We're gonna do the after show from here. Yeah, Maggie's got the same
Mine
chair.
leans
Fist
back.
bump, Maggie.
I do
I
not.
need to
But that's
fist
because
bump.
it's broken, so I can lean back.
Yeah.
But at some point,
I don't even
I'll
know if I
lean
have
back
a
and it'll
lever for
snap
that.
off and I'll.
I bought my chair at Goodwill for like $10.
See, I had a really cheap chair, but I got back pain, so I eventually bought a proper DX Racer that, to be fair, they give away for free to people on YouTube all the time, but I bought mine, so you know I'm telling the truth when I say that, oh my god, it solved my back
I
pain.
bought mine, and I bought my boyfriend's, so I bought two of them. I guess I could ask. I'm the worst about asking for sponsorship stuff. I think because I feel so guilty.
Yeah.
Just like because I ask for stuff all the time for like my company, and then I never want to ask for myself personally because I don't want it to be like, well, I'm asking for my company, and then by the way, I also do stuff on my own channel. Like I just feel like it's just so. It just seems so.
I actually have
gross.
a second chair because this chair is slightly broken, and I had a whole palaver about trying to get it a replacement from the company. And eventually I contacted DX Racer and they were like, oh yeah, no, we don't deal with that company anymore because they're shit. So here's a replacement. Oh, don't bother about the old one because it would cost us too much to ship it back. So I just have a second chair, even though this one's only slightly broken. I've just got it stored at my parents' house. Because like, I do not have room for this. Do you have room for a giant box that weighs like 50 kilos? Yep.
You always suggest that like you sit in chairs like normal people. Like I don't know if you know this, but I'm like normally cross-legged most of the
me too.
Same. I'm literally sitting
like
down.
when I do this, it's because I'm like flipping my legs and I'm like
I do the same thing.
Well. I'm constantly,
I sometimes sit with my knee up. Yeah. I am a weird sitter.
it's the hike yourself up.
I mean,
Yes.
when I'm recording YouTube videos, I pretty much sit the same way. When I'm streaming, I constantly change because when you're streaming for more than like, 40 minutes, your legs get tired.
So should we get to the Layla, the Vampire Slayers part?
Okay, so where do we start? Do we want to start with the drama,
Layla,
the shipping, or...
the witch Layla.
I think we start from the beginning and we go to the end because like there's a lot of RP that happened, but there's a lot of reasoning behind it.
It was a packed episode. So,
Imogen was an emotional roller
guide us along and we'll
okay, so where do you want to start? Do you want to start on the brief shipping fails or the actual main ship? Do we want to lead up to that?
I think from the beginning.
We're gonna do a time skip, and I'm like, so we're at the funeral.
Basically, I said everyone wants to do a time skip. Guys, I want to do a time skip. Guys, is there anything you want to do in the time skip? And everyone went, yes, there's about 10 things each. And I went,
so we're at the funeral.
Okay, so this is my plan. Shredder.
You're welcome.
It's fine.
Well, no,
I don't need a plan.
Like, okay, so this is the plan for episode 16.
No, this is the plan for season 2 now.
Hey, as a fellow DM, I feel like that's how I am. I end up like, I have like this huge lore, like whole series, right? And I'm like, okay, this is gonna happen this episode, this happened. And they're like, we're gonna go here. And you're like, fuck. And you just like make shit up. And it just turns out to be amazing. And then all these other pieces still. And then you somehow intertwine them, it just gets crazy.
Because all you guys are so good at the RP that you can hang everything together between the main plot points, I just write plot points and occasionally wander into them
was gone for part of a session and we were fine.
Yep.
My favorite is I like to inform my players at what point in my notes I'm at. And so I'll be like, yeah, these are all my notes for this session. Here's the start. You're here.
We are 4 hours in.
You do that.
And it's like 2 hours into the show. It's fine. I'm not upset about it. I just want to be clear.
Like, okay, I can't show you my notes, but if you can see the thickness of this, right?
Yeah.
This is where I was writing notes, I think vaguely here-ish. And I think this is where we are, like several pages back.
Good.
Because I wrote what
Awesome.
Penny Mew had on him, and one of the things he had on him that I'd always planned was a book that was effectively a portal dimension device to the Library of Fates for Told.
I love that
Library
kind of
of Fates
stuff.
Told.
And E has been like messaging me, and I don't know if he's. I know he's been messaging everybody probably privately,
Yes,
but he's
yes,
been messaging me
everyone.
like,
I feel that.
so I have questions. I have questions. So he's been plotting things, and I definitely think that it's been interesting, especially Layla's like love story. I was like, why are you so interested? What's happening? Now I know.
I have about three half-written love interests for you that I can just, shred her as well.
You never know.
No.
They're teenagers.
That's what I
It's
told
not
him. I was like,
Monster
you don't have to
Hearts
shred them.
necessarily. It's not Monster Hearts
'Cause-
necessarily.
Yeah, but it's
So-
still Buffy. Like most of those relationships don't last very long.
Also, drama can happen in the sense of like, I think people in the chat were like, oh no, are Barnaby and Layla gonna kiss? And then Imogen is gonna walk in, and like they were like losing
Oh,
their
yeah.
minds. It was great. I love that chat gets so freaked out about like they're getting like adrenaline rushes of what's gonna happen, but like all of us are like, we kind of know what's gonna happen.
I mean, I
Yeah,
didn't
to
know.
be fair, when you were like, let's go back and drink, I was like, that's gonna send chat crazy. Sure.
I mean, to be fair, it's drunk teenagers and bad decisions. I was 50-50 on, is just Barnaby and Layla gonna kiss because someone just does something silly? Like, they don't mean it, but it's
You
just
know,
gonna be something stupid.
It would have to have been Barnaby doing it to Imogen. I think like that's
I-
always gonna.
I wasn't
Yeah.
100% sure.
Yeah,
thought
I was
might
like-
happen.
Yeah, I was like, if Barnaby did that, then it would be interesting. But Layla would not have.
Yeah, I feel that Barnaby
messed that
probably wasn't quite in that place. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Yeah.
Any other time, Barnaby would have basically confessed.
I was trying to poke it. I was trying to get at it because I was like, you talked about it. Imogen's gonna come talk to you because it would be the worst idea for a person to talk to.
Yeah.
And you're like, but I kind of like her too. Oh no, I've been crazy. I was actually, whenever Rob was talking about who he liked, I was like, oh snap. That was interesting too. I think the viewership went like, they were like going nuts whenever you're like, Janet, ah.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, like,
They were going nuts because you, like, as soon as I said it, you were like, chat's going crazy. But that meant that chat was going crazy 20 seconds before I said it.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
They already knew what was happening.
Oh yeah.
But no, they didn't. They actually didn't like ship it until like you said, Janet, and then they were like losing their shit because like they have been trying to ship Robert with Layla and also with like a bunch of other people, but like,
Oh yeah.
a lot of Layla labor has been going on.
I know we've been trending this way, but this was the most Monster Heart episode from my point of view as a GM.
Totally, yeah.
Because I had to literally stop at a few points and go, right, so if in your darkest possible dreams about other characters, you don't necessarily have to fancy, but who would you possibly most have a compromising dream about? That sort of question.
I was kind of hoping it was going to be one of us because then it would be
Yeah, I
funnier.
mean, it's deep
but
subconscious
it doesn't
dreams.
have to
That
be
could
the
have been
only
anyone.
one, right?
Yeah.
He's like a young 16-year-old. He's probably had many dreams. And now he's seen,
15-year-old.
now he's seen Imogen and Layla like making out, and Violet's put herself out there. So,
Yeah.
It's
what is Robert thinking? Tell us, Robert. What is Robert thinking about them?
I think Violet's just up to something. He was like, I don't think he was ever going to actually accept. He was just like, but what's happening? I need to make sense of this and then get you the hell out of here.
You think she's up to something?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Well, I mean,
good.
she's a vengeance demon, and everything she's done so far has been spying or tricking or something.
I mean,
so
if
even
So,
if
EE, is she like? Is that like the thing that she's up to, or is she just like
I
genuinely?
cannot confirm or deny that,
you
but I
can't
will
tell
say
us.
that
Because
Jane-
she went to Barnaby first. That's what
Yeah,
grossed
because
me
she
out.
I think
wanted
she was horny.
to-
One of those
yeah,
people.
she was
Like they
horny.
hit on you in the bar and then
Yeah.
they go to the next person and you're like,
Yeah.
that's disgusting.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah, no,
effectively,
that was-
effectively, her and James are two sides of a very different coin. James is a very conservative person, partly a very
I
conservative
like how
character.
you're using present pronouns for him.
Ooh.
I mean, he exists somewhere, so
Ooh.
I have access to every metaplane. You don't.
For now.
I mean,
Spoilers.
hey, Robert tried and then he got shot down. So James
That's
was
why Barnaby
for you
has
guys
hope.
a very
Don't give Barnaby
conservative. he was very slow, he's very methodical, he was very cautious. Whereas Violet is pretty much the way I designed Violet is she is very bored. She went from a situation where she did vengeance every day, where everything was very interesting, to school life and being taught to do monotonous stuff to pass exams. She's my note on her is she acts like a Monster Hearts DM. She exists to make life interesting.
Good.
That literally, it's what it's in my notebook. She is a Monster Hearts DM. So she exists to make life interesting. Whether it is doing something fairly nice, like shipping Imogen and Layla, and locking you in a room and playing Barry White, or whatever she thinks is going to make you get together, or whether it is just being like, I'm bored.
Which is interesting because she's a
Barney
vengeance demon. Why is she trying to ship us?
She was a vengeance demon.
Was.
Now she's
okay.
just bored.
She's just
Now
bored,
she's
and she's a
bored.
human, and she is very bored because she has gone from a life of very interesting all the time.
She's like, all right, so this is how things work. Let me do this to the boys.
Yeah, so she's like, oh, boys are simple. I will go to Barnaby. No, Barnaby doesn't let me in. Okay, I'll go to Robert's room and unbutton my black... Wait, that doesn't work? What is going on? This is annoying.
Oh,
I'm actually surprised that both of them denied her.
I mean, one of them was literally like 12 hours earlier at the funeral for his boyfriend.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about 85% certain that Barnaby was going to shoot her down, but she had to try because Barnaby was the one who had the reputation and
See,
the
but different
toplessness.
people have different mindsets. I think, like, if you think about, I guess maybe it's because Layla is like a different type of character too. Like, if you think about her in the retrospect of everything, like, she's kind of the person who will do things on the whim. I think a little bit more.
Wait, so Violet should hit on Layla. Okay.
If she did have, if it was before Imogen had reciprocated, I think
Okay.
that, like, for instance, if Barnaby would have done that, like, kissed Layla during that, like, tussle in the poster situation, things might have changed, but he didn't, and Imogen and her had already, like, solidified. So I think things are going to be different going forward.
Violet will show
Yeah.
Layla what she can do with an electric toothbrush.
What?
There we go.
Ew.
Ew. Also gross. I'm just saying, in like
Mass
in the
Effect 3! Come
in
on.
the context of the situation of everything, like if you think about things, like, I think that she is in the mindset of rebound type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Which I don't think everybody else in the group
Yeah,
is. I
Layla
think
has a
all
very
people-
different mindset.
Yeah, I think Layla is the one who would have, but now that now that ships have sailed, it's a little bit different. Now she's like, she's dedicated. Like, I think if you got her in that mid time where she's confused, like, totally could have had a, like, three-way love situation happening. But
I was
Missed it.
half inclined to go in and, like, just mess stuff up. Just like,
I thought you were going to.
My
I thought you were
friends
going
did.
to.
Why
That's
not?
why I was like, oh no, what
yeah.
has Barnaby done?
I was surprised Barnaby didn't act up that much, considering his boyfriend was dead.
my driving kind of idea at the moment is that now that we've confirmed that James is actually Barnaby's boyfriend, he's still, because of the denial, in a dedicated place.
Oh,
And
so he's in a denial
he's-
state still.
I'm
Okay.
just waiting for it to all kick off.
Oh
and
my
just, like,
god.
completely fuck with
the
me.
longer you stay in denial, the higher the next stage of anger will be.
It's going to be fucking ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
And dude,
Yeah.
Drox
And
demons,
that's why Rob's
anger is
just
the
like,
main
"Oh,
thing.
This as fast as possible.
And because of what's changed on my character sheet, I have a -1 willpower to resisting emotional
Yeah.
impulses. That's it.
See, and the thing was,
So-
for me, like, I was almost at the point with Layla during that poster thing. I was like, should I? Like, would that be weird? And I was like, oh no, I don't know. I definitely was in the situation too where I was like, I'm not sure because she's drunk and she might do something stupid. But because you didn't reciprocate it, I was like, all right, I just, like, admitted that she kissed Imogen. And if you would have had said something else, then she would have changed her mind. But then we would have been in the interesting situation where, like, you know how Buffy was in love with Angel and he's, like, a vampire. I think that would have made an interesting dynamic too, where, like, Layla's in love with a demon. I was like, oh, that could have been interesting. Like, it's all these different, like, paths that
And
you
it might
I-
have helped you with your crisis.
I get the feeling that Layla is on a slightly different level to everyone else. Like, everyone else is on the level of teenage, early school, where they're like, wait, what is sexuality? Do I have it? Whereas Layla's on the sexuality level of, wait, all the sexuality. I should do all the things. Where she's slightly further ahead in the experimental range.
I guess pansexual is like the best way to probably describe her in the sense of like she doesn't judge in that sense, right? But she's also in a weird life.
She's pretty judgmental of demons.
In the situation of like her job is to slay demons and vampires.
Oh yeah, you would slay Barnaby.
Compared to how judgmental she can be, she's not very at all.
The more problematic Imogen gets in terms of what she does, the more potential for that to go horribly wrong.
I'm just hoping that your sadism bloodletting doesn't lead into other things.
You never know. Yeah, Imogen's got some self-esteem to work through.
There was something else we were discussing during one of the breaks, and I totally forgot about it. I should have wrote it down as a note or something, but my internet's being weird. Anyone else have something?
Can anyone remember an interesting thing we discussed in any one of our many breaks?
I know it would have been interesting if Barnaby had also admitted to any feelings, because of the place that Imogen, like, she doesn't understand.
Yeah, I feel like I should have done that, and I was so I was concentrating on like the conversation. I didn't properly think about what Barnaby would have said.
Yeah, like right now, would you be saying, "Oh yeah, I have feelings for Imogen," right after you have to wake for your boyfriend?
Like, you mean?
I think I got close to it with the whole "you're
Imogen,
special"
right?
thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I probably should have gone a bit further with that. But whatever.
It made complete sense how you played it. So you could have played it slightly differently, but it made complete
sense.
So
anyway. hold on for those who are like doing their shipping charts. Barnaby did like Imogen at one point, right?
Probably still, maybe, possibly likes Imogen.
And I think Layla picked up on that like.
Oh yeah,
instantly.
Long before, like she was just like, "Oh yeah."
And that was episode 1, right?
Yeah, it was the first interaction, I believe.
It was like, in a room. Like, aren't you dating? Like,
yeah, like she just like got up and she's like, "So Barnaby, what's up?" Also, I think Layla was asking for her own. Just from that moment.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was Layla putting herself into position and being like, you know what, like. Imogen's not reciprocating, Barnaby's full of love. You know what, I'll take it. I really expected at that stage, early on, Layla to jump on the Barnaby grenade.
Or grenade?
Barnaby? Really?
You have forbidden love. Or Layla was trying to find out if Imogen was an option.
Yes, that's the case. Layla was trying to figure out if Imogen liked Barnaby. Not that Layla was interested in Barnaby. She's interested in Imogen from the beginning. And I made that quite clear. I mean, there was a point where like, I think in episode 1 or 2, like where Layla like brushed Imogen's hair behind her ear or something like that. I can't remember what episode that was, but I was like, I already like laid the seed in there.
I'm pretty sure that Layla was interested in almost anyone, including the teacher she was bonking, so.
No. She just thought he was attractive. Come on.
So
dead now.
This all revolves around the character with no attractiveness.
So, we've discussed the attraction between your 3 characters. Would any of your characters consider bonking Robert?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Layla would. Yeah.
So the most bonkable characters are the ones without any attractiveness. We have confirmed this. So those of you at home without any self-esteem, there is hope. Do not worry.
There you go.
If
the thing with Layla is
one person Imogen wouldn't have been surprised by or upset by or doubted. She would have been like, yes, you are my friend.
think.
Like, this is...
So we're saying that attractiveness isn't stats deep.
Yeah.
I've got to say that Imogen, you tried to make it positive the way you phrased that, Lauren, but it really sounded like a subtle put down. Like, you know what? She wasn't surprised by her friend being interested, but such a put down.
It's the one person she wouldn't have thought was lying to.
I'm not surprised by you.
Oh, you thought I was. You thought that's why you were so questioning of Layla. You thought she was joking with you, like she's making fun of you.
I'm guessing that Imogen has self-esteem issues, so she assumes that she is not worthy, so she assumes that you are lying and making fun or joking. Yeah.
Here's the thing with Layla.
We learned about John the Frog.
She has dealt with like
that in about John.
What's funny though is that Layla has dealt with similar situations as Imogen, in the sense of like someone who is popular, who's good looking, has hit on her and joked and like catfished her, and she has dealt with that. So like that's actually part of her history as well. So she doesn't trust anyone who's super good looking. But I think if Layla had met Jane, maybe things could have been different with them.
I mean, attractiveness 4, like, yeah, you cheat on Imogen and Instagram.
Not only because of Jane being attractive.
Who wouldn't cheat on someone for Jane?
No. It's also because Jane is also very smart. And I think Layla is interested in not only like attractiveness, but she sees like intelligence and wittiness and funny. Like those are the main things that she thinks
those of you who are watching the after show, make sure you tweet to Anna Geeks and tell her that none of the characters here would stay monogamous provided Jane was in the picture.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she needs those.
100%. Jane's
probably too late now. Too late now.
No,
I mean, you've got the
you gotta bring
attractiveness
it back.
4 for Barnaby, you've got the computing for Robert, you've got the combination for Imogen, and you've got the kick-ass take control for Layla. You know, you've got everything there.
You could have us all, Anna. I think that's what we're saying.
We are subject
Thanks for Anna.
She's a good person. She'll
Yeah,
appreciate
no,
it.
I love Anna. Actually, like at one point, like me, Anna, and Lauren got together, and I was like, "Oh, we all have blue hair."
It was good. It was good.
I think I have
When
that
was
photo.
that?
I look like a total geek. I look like a
I
total
was
geek.
in Seattle like a couple months ago.
Yeah,
Oh
I will. Yeah, it's on my Instagram too. I think.
I really want
That's
to
why
go
you
to
gotta use
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah.
But
I look like
I
a
would look
Instagram
through
works.
Instagram, Maggie, but you have so many pictures on there, it would take me like a year to get back
I'm-
that far.
It would not take that long. It's not that long ago.
Okay, I will start looking back through your Instagram.
You're like, I'm gonna go right now. No.
I will.
But yes.
Don't do it in the
Imogen
middle of
has
the show.
self-esteem to work through.
Oh my gosh. All right, fine. I'm gonna just find it for you all.
I thought you posted it on Twitter too. I definitely reblogged it.
I did post it on Twitter, but Twitter is harder to find things, I feel like.
That is very true.
I love that there's an image of you looking into an airplane like window very pensively. The problem is the airplane window it's the picture didn't really communicate what was outside. It looks like you're looking into like a septic tank or something. Like it's just a brown yellow color.
I found it already. Okay, here you guys go.
Really? Damn! That was quick.
I'll post it in our Sunday chat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here you go.
Also, Maggie, what is
Yes.
the magic that you use to make the mirror thing? But also,
Oh yeah, that was, we were talking.
I was
about
so
that
confused
before
like
the
that
show.
because in the left picture you're smiling, in the right picture you're not smiling. I thought you were looking in a mirror when you took that photo. I was so confused.
It's a mirrored image, but you've got the facial expression.
So, for those of you who would like to know, it's called Layout, and it is an
Wizard.
extension. It's an extension of Instagram.
I told you right when she posted that.
And you can pick different
Or-
photos, so you can just pick which one, and you just make sure it's the even option, and then you choose different photos, and it makes it look like there's mirrors, but it's not. And that was the whole point of why I did that.
Or you're a wizard.
I will take that I'm a wizard because I wish that I was a wizard. So much that even when I was like 4 years old, I dressed up as a wizard.
Oh,
I know.
cosplay from the
Tiny
game.
little Maggie wizard.
It's good. It's good.
I'll do it as my Throwback Thursday next
I
time.
am now completely jealous that I do not live in Cali or Seattle. So,
It's a good city.
I mean, my only
It seemed like
experience of
everyone is
Seattle was, well, my most memorable memory of Seattle was being shouted at by a homeless man who really seemed very vehement about whatever he was shouting about. But there was also a nice restaurant that overlooked the bay.
Here's the thing, though. We are gonna get we're already getting very close to our goal. Like, it could be very interesting for us if we get to that goal where we start having to do like monthly meetups and stuff
Dear
like that.
Patreon,
Live
we
sessions.
planned all
Yes.
these goals thinking that they
Just
would be at a
saying.
linear progression. Our progression
I know
currently seems to be
someone-
exponential.
With a broadcasting studio in Seattle.
Yes.
I travel poorly. How do you like London?
I'm literally building a
I
broadcast.
want to see crinkled EE
No.
coming
I've
out the
got-
other side.
I've got a
I'm not
plan
sure
for
what
this.
would be
Like, 1
cheaper.
month we do UK, all our UK people, and then 1 month we do US, and then it's fine.
Yeah, we could do that too.
But I want to get together our premium cast. It's working so well on
premium
Layla.
cast.
I don't know.
Premium.
I'm
I feel
inventing
like we're
words
the
right
fucking
now.
second-
You need to just throw
Lauren.
everyone else under the bussy.
Yeah, we're
Aftershow.
premium.
No,
We're not just like co-op's own.
No.
Or
Our
I'm
like
going to
Monday,
take this
home
back as the
brand.
PR,
Yeah.
as the CMO of this company.
our Monday cast
He didn't. Take it back.
You've got to market it correctly, right?
You
Our
still have
Monday
that
cast
shovel, right?
is our limited edition
Yeah, they
cast.
still have that shovel. Wait, no, he has the shovel.
Yeah,
I have
you
the
still have the
shovel.
shovel, right? Yeah, just start
No,
digging.
Our Monday
went
cast.
down. When you went down, I was like shoveling.
Oh, so on Mondays I'm not
You
premium.
bury
Is that
me
what you're
alive.
saying?
No,
I
our
was burying you.
Mondays
Yeah, we're premium once
are
a week.
just
Josh.
as premium, but they are limited edition because they are a much shorter series. And that is how you market.
Okay.
Wait, no. You've got to chuck loot
God,
boxes in somewhere,
stop.
right? You've got to have loot boxes. For loot box, you can unlock an extra episode of our series.
Oh no!
You've just got to buy Roll4It
So
credits,
anyway,
which are...
If we get to that monthly goal, it'd be really cool. You could
That's
do
all
like
I was
1
trying to
month
say.
Europe,
Holy
Basically,
1 month
Maybe
England, and then like every other month you meet somewhere.
I think we'll have to figure out how that all works out once it does, because it might end up being more costly or less costly. We'll have to figure it out. But
Either way, there will be some sort of regular international meetup.
yes,
As someone
and
who's
that is
looking at flights to England, they're fucking expensive.
exactly. So I think that it's going to really depend on what ends up happening, how many people are going where and what, and where a studio is available that's cheap. I oddly know where some good ones are. So I've already been looking into that stuff, but I think the main goal right now is animation series, because we're really close to that.
Yeah, that's like the next on the list.
Yeah, it's next on the list, and I've already contacted the animator now twice, just to make sure that they're aware. Like,
Just
might be
to
happening soon.
emphasize this, we still haven't technically met the merchandise goal, because the goals actually only get hit at the end of the month, because we have to confirm whether things go through or not. So we have already this month possibly met merchandise goal, and we are getting scarily close to animation goal.
Thank you, is what we're trying to say.
Thank you.
Yes,
Oh
that
God,
translates as that, roughly, yes.
I can't even, like, I think that
I can only odd.
yeah, I think it's been pretty amazing, and we've been doing some amazing things with Roll4It, and we hope that we accelerate that. And with the holidays coming up, I know we have some stuff planned internally as well. So I hope that you guys enjoy all the things and all the ships. And
I do my best to sync them, but they're just too many. They're
it's
just
been
going
a
too
long,
fast.
long waiting. They haven't had a ship the whole time. People have been making charts.
Yeah, there's a chart of like
Haven't
all
seen this
possible
chart.
ships.
Like, I don't know if anyone has
There's
like
like 20
known in
of them.
biology where you do the gene charts and stuff for the
Yeah.
you know the cross alleles. Blah, blah, blah. Basically, that's what the shipping charts are.
They're like,
However, I will point
and there's
out that
like
only-
the three-time charts. There's not only 2 times. There's 3-time charts. Like, it's,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I
there
was
were
g-
a couple
I didn't see
trifectas on
that.
there.
I had only
Was
I,
that
only,
second
I was about
page?
to say
Yeah.
that I'd only seen the
I retweeted
monogamous
it.
2-person relationship charts. I
No,
was a
no,
bit
no.
disappointed.
no,
by that.
there's
No, they've got
2-time
3.
charts for everybody and the possibilities, and then there's 3-time charts, and then there's
Well, what about non-exclusivity? About poly more than 3? Like these haven't been looked into. Maybe you should consider that. That way
Haven't
the
got that
entire
far
team
yet.
can ship.
Well, on the plus
Still
side, there's
working
only
out how the
one
hell you make
combination
those
for
words.
everybody in a relationship. It says it's only one line
It's a
on the
really
chart.
small chart.
But
Yeah.
you could have everyone in a relationship except so-and-so does not want to have so-and-so in the communal bed, and so-and-so does not want to know about so-and-so, and so-and-so
And then it's like
cannot
organising a
sleep with
dinner
so-and-so.
party.
Yeah.
Oh god,
yeah.
probably gets.
It's
complicated.
definitely an interesting situation. I think.
Welcome to Human Sexuality 101 with Roll4It. Life is hard. The sequel to Life is Strange.
The sequel to Life is Strange. I really like that series. Also,
I've literally only played half of episode
Edie,
1, and I keep going, I
have
need
you-
to play more.
have you ever played Little Nightmares?
No.
Play
I
Little
saw
Nightmares.
a
No,
clip.
no, no, shh. Play Little Nightmares, and then when you get to the parts where there's bookshelves and things like that, you will understand how I feel about the situation with Imogen, me, and Violet in that library. Because you will be like, I fucking hate this. And you will be like, Maggie, I understand why you're having that.
I've desperately been trying to use the
saw
idea
some.
for about half a year after I came
It's a
up with
short. It's a short
So-
book. It's a short book.
it. Okay.
I'm thinking book like because you did the book thing. It's a short series, and you could probably play through it in like one playthrough if you took the time to do that. It's like a 4-hour playthrough or 5-hour playthrough, and you will understand my feels.
To be fair, I was a little bit like, wait, I've introduced a spider enemy. Lauren's afraid of spiders. Is this okay? Do I need to
That's
X-card
fine. I'll
my
let you
main
know.
villain?
imagining like giant spiders are actually less terrifying for me than like actual physical spiders in my room.
I was like, she doesn't actually have to look at it. Like, you're not putting like a spider on the screen every 10 seconds.
That I would ask.
It's just imagination, so
Yeah.
it's a little bit probably harder or easier to deal with and harder to
One of my
imagine.
greatest fears is coming in and seeing a tarantula on my bed, and I'm just gonna close the door and walk away and be like, I guess I have to set my house on fire.
That's a shame because tarantulas are adorable. They're mega
No.
fluffy. I like them.
You're wrong.
That's,
See, I don't mind spiders if they're not in my house, but I'm also of the like, take them out and put them outside because they do good things for us and they keep bugs from coming into my house.
you can kill some spiders by doing that though, because they live in houses.
Well,
'Cause
they
they're
have to
too
deal with that
cold outside.
situation because I don't want them in my house, okay?
Fair enough.
My tolerance to spiders is 100% proportional to my sexuality. So the closer a hot girl is to me, the more tolerant I am of spiders. If there is no girl around, I freak out and go, "Oh my god, a spider!" If there is a
the
hot girl within
bravado
about 10
principle.
meters,
Yeah.
yes. If there is a hot girl within about 10 meters, I'm like, "There is a spider. I will deal with this."
You wouldn't
Oh
be
my
that
gosh.
brave
How
if they
you
had
ever-
like ink
If
on
we
them.
ever do a live show, I just want to fuck with you. So, like, I'm gonna have the broadcast crew be like, "All right, in the middle of the show, you just
The problem is you do that, and then I'll be like, I guess I have to set this room on fire. And walk.
no, I would let you know in advance too. Like, you'd be in on it.
Like,
It'll
all
be
right,
like-
let's translate.
It'll be like,
Wait,
it'll be like
Have the
10
fire ready.
I
it'll be
just
like
need
10
to ask.
episodes in.
I just need
when
to ask
he-
Tinder how far
when
it is to the
he least
closest
expects
hot
it.
girl to determine my response. It is 4 miles. Okay.
It'll be like right in front of him.
Yeah, like if no one's around, I'm like, I will be as far away from the spider and deal with it as calmly as possible. Whereas if, you know,
Oh,
anyone's
man.
nearby, I'm just like,
Come on,
I will
guys, we gotta
manly
get to that goal.
hands put the spider in, and then I will wash my hands with
No,
soap
mine
and
is
scrubbing
entirely based on-
pad, and
how many children are around and how freaked out they are, because I'm like, I have to be the least
Aw.
freaked out person here. It would happen at summer camp all the time, and I'd be like,
Who
yeah,
do you
it's a
consider
spider.
children? Like, am I considered a child? I'm just kidding.
you
No,
are
if I
5 foot
am-
You
if I am
say this,
responsible
you say
for
this,
your
but then
well-being-
people meet me IRL and they're always like, "You're really short."
Yeah, no,
And
you
I'm
are
like,
5
"Yeah,
foot
I've been
tall.
telling you guys, I'm tiny. Okay, like fucking
As-
deal with it.
As someone who has worked with children who are taller than her and they are 11 years old, no, it is not based on height. It is based on whether or not I am responsible for your well-being.
We had like a bunch of Girl Scouts come into our studio to come check out the game studio and stuff like that, because you know they're aspiring game designers or whatever, and they're like, "You're tiny," and I was like, "Yeah, I know that." Like, because they're all freaking taller than me, and they're like 12 years old, and I'm like 30, and it's like, thanks.
You're a
12-year-olds
far
are
nicer person than me. I'd be like, I am? Oh my god, I need to go home and rethink my life.
I do that too.
I've
The
kind of
shrinking
succumbed to
potion
this at
worked.
this point.
See, I'm just Saki and give lip. You just run with it. That is the miracle of Josh.
I've started
Yeah.
to live with the existence of being short, but like
Fair.
it's really funny whenever I'm next to like someone like Sam Strippin or something like that who's like 6'4" and I'm like super tiny, and
yeah,
it's
I
like,
just kind of imagine
great.
that you and Strippin in the same photo. You just need like several yellow pages to stand.
here's the
on.
thing though, Dex is shorter than me, so
Is
Brick
she-
is actually tiny.
I know
She's like here.
I know she's super short. Is she that? Wow.
She's like here without heels. If we're both
Wow.
without heels, like it's like here. She's like about the same height as my mom, so it's like I'm like, yeah, I'm taller than someone.
I didn't realize Brooke was that short. Wow.
Yeah, no, she's tiny. Yeah. So
You know?
I'm not the tiniest person ever that's around my age.
I mean,
I'm just
you know, I'm just imagining that their wedding vows like stepladder.
Oh yeah, if you look at their wedding photos, you can see the difference. It's similar to me and Brian. Like Brian's
Aw.
super tall and I'm super short. So
Aw.
yeah, it's kind of cute.
You're like, fuck that.
I'm still looking into getting leg extensions.
Yes.
Children are terrible.
To be fair,
Stilts
like
are great.
Dude, can you imagine if you had legging extensions? This really reminds me of Little Nightmares. Is
no,
if you just
do
got
them.
legging
They actually do the
but
leg
not, like,
extensions.
body-
You can get
but
them.
not. I know, but not body. Like you're.
Yeah, you would be
position-
so
so weird.
disproportioned.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually,
it's weird.
when I go to yoga, Like, I've got really short legs as a person. I've got a really long torso. So I always have to get fat person trousers because I have to get the short legs. And every time I go for trousers, I have to get short trousers.
I'm with you.
I
I'm
need
like
shorts.
You must look weird doing down dog.
Yeah, no. Me doing down dog is like, this is my leg. This is the torso. That's the head. But
the trick is you just gotta have the flexibility.
Yeah, I've after teaching pole for like 3 years, I don't have the flexibility, but I can still hold positions, so I never learned the flexibility because I was super lazy. But when going to yoga, when they go, okay, touch your feet, I'm like, oh, this is easy because my legs are really fucking short. And then I just grab my feet and I'm like, this is easy. I look around and all the lasses in the room who've actually got like long legs are just like, this is really tough. And I'm like, genetically I'm cheating. I feel something is wrong here. But you can actually get leg extensions. They actually will crack your leg bones, move them like 4 inches.
No thanks.
But you have to, you literally have to stay immobile for several months while they regrow.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
It's not sound worth
He's
it
just gonna keep
anyway.
describing it, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah, no, when they pitch it, it sounds really good because you're like, oh yeah, you get to be like 4 inches taller. It's, you know, a little bit of surgery, etc.
Nope.
And they kind of go, oh, after so many months, you can walk again. And you're like, wait a minute, you've been immobile that long?
I feel like as well, you'd get to like 60 and then you'd break your legs just like tripping over slightly one day. And be like,
You roll a
"Let's
6
come back
and
to
you
haunt
die.
me." At least I got to be tall for like 20 years.
To be
And
fair,
then you're stuck in a wheelchair for the rest of the time.
I broke myself so many times being my normal height, I don't think it would make a difference for me.
Be extra tall when you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Farther
Either
than
way.
Oh man.
Either way, this has been a good after show with lots of shipping and lots of very random tangential discussion, which I'm sure people could write theses on for psychology.
I just want to say, like, the fanfic has been awesome on the Reddit.
Fanfic?
Oh, go check out the Reddit. There's fanfic. Also, EE,
yes, there is.
they have made a thread about like ideas for you for how to advertise, like what they
saw that, yeah.
Okay, what they should do for like supporting the show, and it's really funny stuff. And then also just amazing fan art. Like, it's just been insane and amazing. And last week
I would like to apologize to everyone who wrote that thread. I was intending to use it today, but I was in a rush for the last week. And today, I got back home after driving in the dark for 3 hours at about 5 a.m. So, today was one of those days, which is just like, this just caps off the week.
Just send EE as much love as possible because he needs it. So
well, in theory, tomorrow I can be like, and that'll be very, very good, and I'll be very, very happy. But yeah, so I think this has been a very good after show. It's been nice and long, and that's not necessarily how good it is, but I'm pretty sure it was packed full of content, and you can probably analyze it over on the subreddit.
this after show represents how long Imogen and Layla were making out.
How much XP did we get?
Oh, XP.
Asking the real questions. How much XP?
It would be the standard amount of XP of 3 for a successful mission, which you did, and also good everything else. And everyone did amazingly on the shipping, etc. And you know what? The roleplay this session was... You keep... For the last... You know, you've been very good on roleplay all throughout, but the last 4 sessions, I keep saying this is the best roleplay ever, and you keep building on it. And even in a session where you had James die, the next session you did better dealing with his death, and the next session after that, dealing with his death, you did even better. So I'm just going to say everyone gets an extra charm point, because quite frankly, you've just shocked me and stunned me, and I don't know how to deal with it as a GM. It's just amazing. So
well, it's a team effort. You help us along.
And Robert, if you stop building the Skype to heaven, you can have the 2 XP refunded.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I'm going to stop
He's
yet.
like, no,
I don't know
not
if you're going to
stopping.
stop, but if you choose to, you can refund the XP.
Okay.
Chat at home, after a long debate, me and Robert decided that he could replicate a seance spell and able to video Skype heaven, mainly because he had the incredibly rare, almost unique ingredient of a fallen angel essence already.
He's not gonna stop.
Like, it was already there, so it's a very easy ritual, actually.
Are you gonna stop it?
I think the plan for now is to carry it on because he's still worried that Barnaby's going to do something stupid.
Yeah, I was like, he's not gonna stop.
I'm sure Robert will confirm that to me.
He's tempting him. He's like, oh, if you want to stop, I'll give you your XP back. I was like,
yeah, I feel like it would be good to get James's side of this whole discussion before we try resurrecting him.
Robert, consent is important. Something that Violet is still shady on, but James understands 100%.
It saves me the effort of having to learn a seance spell so I could go learn some other ones.
You mentioned to me doing a seance, and then Bentham came to me with the whole idea for doing a radio to heaven, and I went, seances are overdone? I have never seen anyone do a Skype call to heaven. This is fucking in.
Yeah, it turns out.
I was hoping we could go the whole 3 weeks without it not being revealed, and then we could just spring it on.
It was so close to not being revealed, and then they decided. I actually pre-chose which book they would have found if they'd have ended up in the B section for Barnaby or the R section for Robert, and they ended up in your section, and someone read the book, and someone went, you know what, I'll read several weeks back. I didn't expect that, and I was like, yeah, you see everything.
That's fair enough. I was like, yep, fair enough, the jig is up. Now we deal with that.
And yes, people in chat who've been asking, that dimension does allow you effectively omnipotence over the material realm, but yes, the earthquake, as many of you have guessed, and the response is proportional to what you change. You have guessed correctly. I don't need to prevaricate around it, because they changed something minor and issued a note. The response was minor, and it would have killed them, or at least resulted in quite a lot of fighting if Imogen hadn't pulled up a very good response. I've got to say, Lauren, that response was well thought out.
Solid.
I don't know if that's gonna work, but I'm gonna try it.
It's getting very Mage the Ascension.
It was very cool.
I mean,
that was so cool.
Yeah, I sort of forgot, but my book is not in the library anymore, and it's no longer being written, and I'm slightly scared that I'm like untethered from the universe now or something.
Hey, at least I gave it back to you instead of letting him keep it. That could have got you even more weird.
I'm just gonna say I am gonna have to write a whole ton of extra stuff because you took that book away.
Yep, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go read the start and see if there's something about a fallen angel there as well.
He could put the book back though, right? Potentially.
You're gonna forge a link in a
but he might as well have a bit of a
chain
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna have to like try and reconnect it.
But
oh dear.
Pennymew could go into that dimension, but had got enough respect as a person who could walk around without being frustrated too much or accosted too much, that Pennymew could kind of kick the spiders occasionally, and they had learned to respect his walking around. He doesn't have dominion over the domain. The book is not his domain. It is a alternate domain.
Can he control the ink in it, though?
Imogen doing that was pretty sick.
So Imogen effectively was like, look, I'm someone you don't want to mess with, not someone I have control over you. Which is why it was still a pretty good choice, and it worked out really, really well. You did far better than my anticipated best scenario. Because I expected a fight after the earthquake, and the fight was going to go on as many turns as it took Robert to get there, or Barnaby if you chose Barnaby.
Or one of us to die.
No, you could have all died, and then he'd have tried to bring you out, and the corpses would have came back to the room.
Oh, that would have been fun.
Yep.
Me and Barnaby in the room, and I poke the book, and corpses fly out. Yeah, that's nice.
You chose a flagstone instead. I was like, sure.
I was like, I don't want to jab at the people. I don't know what's gonna happen. Because I thought that maybe I'd like move the flagstone in their universe and like push it aside. And it's like, oh no, I get hit by it.
No, it totally made sense, and I totally did not plan for it. I was like, you touch things to bring them back out, and I was like, sure.
That's awesome.
Poof. Anyway,
I knew it was going to be that easy, so that's awesome that it was. I was just like, okay, I have a pen. Clearly, like the whole part of writing, I was like, I just wanted to wait till the point where like Layla was sobering up, so I didn't want to like metagame too much. That was my thing.
There were only two ways out, and as a GM, that makes me worry. One of them was that pen. The other way is you grabbed one of the pens that was flying around and used that to write.
I figured
that was the
too
other
much.
thing I thought of.
Yeah, I thought about that too, but I was also like, at the same time, I was like, Layla's too drunk at this point. Because you kept saying I was too drunk. I was like, I was trying to be like, I'm sobering up at this point because shit is going crazy.
Yeah.
So I was just waiting for that point before I could like reciprocate like, hey, this is what I think is going on.
I was fully prepared for you to have to wait out the night in another dimension, have Barnaby and Robert go, wait, where are the girls? But
I was worried that was going to happen.
We're fine. Everything's fine. You know, just in another dimension, not making out, which is not the best situation for Layla, but you know.
You exceeded my expectations on that, and you did realize early enough. I'm going to say you can have another point of XP.
Yeah.
Damn it,
feeling
I closed my
generous.
character sheet.
I mean, if you don't want it, that's fine.
No, I'm just going to write it up here.
So in total, 4 XP, not 3, 4, because you can have the +1, because you actually exceeded what I expected.
That's nice. I can make
Anyway.
it so I know.
Oh wait,
This has
I
been-
get one as well?
Yeah, you gain one as well.
Oh, sweet.
Your sleeping
You took
was
it to them.
on point. Your knob covering knob was on point as well. So thank you very much for watching the after show. It's been a very long after show. Hopefully you will enjoy digging into it and analyzing the psyche of every single character and the shipping combinations on the Reddit. I really hope to learn what the best combination of all the poly or non-poly relationships is, because those ships go far. But yeah, thank you for supporting the show and getting us.
But
to
only
do
one has set
ridiculous
sail.
things. No,
Well, two.
2 set sail. One went
One
down.
stuck. Yeah, because you're an asshole. But it's okay.
It's what I do best. Ships are made to be sunk, and I just need to sink them. To
Neither of
paraphrase.
us have, like, love failure things, right?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
Both of you get the trait.
I was like, wait a minute.
Both of you get the drawback. Tragic love.
I think head over heart would definitely
Everyone
be something I might
dies.
get, but yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and we've been on way too long now, so just roll safe, and may the death roll ever in your favor.
I hit my elbow.
Good work.